Hello, Earth signs, and welcome to your full moon in Leo Astro Oracle reading with me, Shakti Sanja, or Sanja, depending on what language you speak and how you pronounce things. Welcome to this awesome time. Watch that intro video to get an overall overview of what this Leo period in Aquarius period means, what the Leo full moon means. But we're just going to get right into it with your reading because we have 5 questions to answer for you, Earth signs. And the first one is, what is currently being illuminated about your leadership and your pride, Earth signs? Being that you're an Earth sign, I'm going to pull an animal card, stay connected to that earthly element. So this is relevant. Woo, it's all going everywhere. This is relevant for Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. Whether it's your sun, moon, rising, or north node sign, it's here for you. All right, Scarab Beetle. Oh my gosh, weren't you getting this earlier? Didn't you get this with the last full moon? My goodness, here it is. But it's upright this time. So this is good. You've moved through, you've churned through a lot. You've let go of a lot of physical things. You've released it. It's like there's more spaciousness around you now to create with, to let your magic come out with. It's like, I literally feel like you've eaten a lot of shit and you've composted it and you've digested it. And now you get to like be relieved and move on to the next meal, to the next thing. Like you've literally churned through and transmuted a lot, Earth signs. So congratulations. You've took that frown, turned it upside down, for, a lame metaphor. Not lame, but, maybe not my most sophisticated. So magic works through you. So what's being illuminated about your pride and leadership right now is that you are a freaking magical leader. Like you are an absolutely magical, amazing, brilliant leader. You are here to serve people, and you're here to serve them in practical, real, tangible ways, like ways that are embodied and on this earth. So they can like build things, like literally physical things. They can build families, they can build communities, they can build themselves up, they can build their own businesses. And this magic comes through you. So it's time for you to recognize your own leadership, take pride in your own leadership, and be really, really proud of everything that this full moon is showing you that you have been able to create, both in your personal life and your professional life, and for yourself. Like recognizing your own magic, recognizing your own ability to work with your hands physically, with your body, recognize your own mental intelligence, your own brilliance, what you've figured out so far, your own emotional capacity, your emotional intelligence, and like your creative capacity, right? So holistically looking at all of you. Our signs, you're amazing. So it's important to recognize the leader that you are and how much you create for the world and how much you put in place, like the systems, the processes, the way that you think, the systemic way that you practically serve. It's so important. It's so important on this earth and planet. And thank you for doing it. This is so different from all the other readings. Go watch them. This is for you specifically. So I hope you're really hearing it. All right, so where have you been performing? Where have you been doing really well? And where have you been putting on a mask and kind of performing and not being your full you? It's kind of like a performance, right? It's a little fake. So let's see, I'm going to pull a tarot card for that. And I apologize that I talk so quickly during these readings. I'd really love to slow down. It's because I can only do 15 minutes on YouTube until I have more subscribers. So if you want me to slow down and give you more, then share this with your friends. Get them on here. All right, 9 of Swords. Where have you been performing? It's like you've been performing even though you're exhausted, even though you're kind of like devastated and you're disappointed and you need to take a break. You've still been like forcing yourself to get up, right? It's kind of like you wake up, you don't feel good. You feel congested. You feel mentally like you need a mental health day, but you still go forward. So this isn't working for you anymore. Taurus, Capricorn, Virgos, like this is not going to work moving forward, right? You can't wake up and have like a mutiny of thoughts, stress, anxiety overriding you. It's not good for your physical body. It's going to make you sick. It's going to make you burn out. So you need to focus self-care, focus exercise, focus time outside, deep breathing, spiritual practice, food, water, hydration, slowing it down. Go to the therapist. Right. This is a lot of like mental energy, lots of mental anxiety. Like your performance and your ability to like show up no matter what is going to drive you into the ground. So it's important for you, especially as we move into this Pisces season and into this retrograde, to slow down and really focus on self-care, especially psychological self-care. Go to the therapist, go to an energy healer, go to someone who you feel like your mind is clearer after you see them and you're able to integrate and heal a lot, right? Because there's been so much that you've just been pushing through that it's almost like you're not actually waking up rested or feeling restful. So it's important for you to take that care of your mind, take that care of your body, and stop overperforming. You need to stop pushing through. You need to start pulling in energy, right? Pulling energy into yourself from the outside and then giving out. Important message for you. 3, what advice do you need to be courageous, right? So keep being courageous, keep being you, keep letting that magic and that leadership out of you. And what advice do you need to be courageous? Let's see, I'm going to pull another animal card for this. So courage is so exemplified by the lion and by Leo energy, right? It's like the courage to be bold, to get on stage and say what you need to say, right? To scream it from the rooftops, to be the leader that speaks up. You have a lot to say and you're grounded in what you have to say. All right, so elephant spirit. Yes, okay. What a profound animal totem, an animal to work with as an earth sign, right? Like one of the biggest, most mighty earth animals, so grounded. Like when an elephant stops, when they move, they are one with the rhythm of the earth, right? So even look up elements, read about them, elephants, read about them, look up elements too, to get to know the earth element more compared to the air, fire, and water elements, to really understand your deep wisdom, because this is all about learning from the past. What you need to be courageous is to know that you have learned from the past. You've taken your past experiences and you've grown from them. And an elephant will never forget, right? So know that you are wise, you are grown, you have grown, and you are grown as in you're like an adult. You're more mature than you were before. You're ancient, like your wisdom is ancient and you're taking it with you as you build anew. And this is what you need to be courageous, because when you know that you're going to learn from your past and take all of your skills, all of your achievements, all of your learnings and all of your wisdom from the past to carry you forward, that gives you the courageousness to go forward, right? You're like, okay, I'm good. Like, I'm pretty solid here. So again, it's like deeply acknowledging your own like self-wisdom, self-mastery, taking an inventory of everything you've done in your career, all of your experience with relationships, with friendships, with self-care, right? Like, if every achievement, every mountain you've climbed, every race you've won, every time you've healed yourself, taking all of that wisdom forward and be like, damn, you can do anything, because look at how much you've already done, right? That's the energy, is like, look at how much you've already done. And then you create and do more into the future, one step at a time. So powerful, right? Courageously step into your future by recognizing the wisdom of your past. I love that. I'm going to read a little bit more about that one. And that was, the first card was 52 and the second card was 25. And those are reversals of each other. So that magic within you is from your past, right? It's like the laws of mirroring. Like, think about how extreme moments in your past have actually created a lot of clarity for you in the future, right? So things that really annoyed you before are actually like, you're grateful for them now. Or like, think about how you can be really grateful for all of your experiences before and how they actually propel you forward to really be in alignment, to really do what you want now, to really have and create what you want now in relationships, in life, in your careers. Okay. Although we often wish we could leave the past behind, Elephant reminds us that memory matters. We must respect the wisdom of the elders who hand down to us traditions they have shaped to express our connection to each other and respect for the community. What has come before informs what we are experiencing today, and we must never forget our legacy of strength and dignity. Elephant appears with the message that we are to acknowledge that which came before and learn from it. So, like, learn from the histories before you, from your ancestry, from tried and true, right? And it's also tried and true is within you. That's such a beautiful message. This is an amazing reading so far, Earth signs. I mean, all of them are amazing readings, but you're just getting a lot of love. Okay, next is, what does your heart want you to boldly create? What does that heart of yours want you to boldly create? I'm going to pull the goddess card, because goddesses are creative. Our creative power. There are examples of creativity made manifest all around the world, all around myth. They're from the past too, like goddess myths and histories. That's what we can take forward. Oh wow, I just dropped so many of them on the ground. Oh, 1 second. Okay. So what does your heart boldly want you to create? And I'm getting 2 cards here. Right. Yep. Romance, Aphrodite. Valentine's Day is coming up next week. Hello, what up? This Friday. And then Isis, rebirth in the alignment position. So this literally tells me divine relationships, like resurrecting your ability to love and have romance and have like new partnerships in your life. Like maybe it's resuscitating a current relationship, coming back to that passion and that love that was originally there. Isis is known for bringing her husband back from the dead after his brother murdered him. Mind you, her husband was also her brother, but you know how that went back then, back in the day. And so it's really about like that level of love, like that love that brings back from the dead, that brings back from the dead within you, right? Do you feel like love is dead, romance is dead? You're kind of not feeling passionate, not feeling like sexy, like it's like that your heart wants you to boldly create romance and love. And that's like, yes, absolutely in partnership and in relationships, but also like for life. Like what if you were in love with what you did? What if you recreated and rebirthed your whole career and your whole life? That's what's the opportunity right now. And you can point your arrow like Cupid's arrow and go for it and know that you can create it. And you have all the wisdom and magic within you to create exactly that. So my beautiful earth signs, like who are so sensual and so connected and physical and love, like physical love, connection, cuddles, sexuality, all of that. It's time for you to recreate and resurrect and rebirth that romantic in you that like goes on a date with all of life, right? Like romance can be everywhere. So do something really romantic today. Do something particularly romantic for yourself on Valentine's Day. Like reconnect to that part of you that believes in love and knows that love is true, because that's what your heart is most craving. Your heart wants love. It wants romance. It wants peace and it wants harmony. And that is so beyond beautiful. I'm going to read a little bit about what Isis in the protection message means for you here. Okay, Goddess Isis, with her powers of reincarnation, has a message for you. You are not broken. You are not wounded beyond healing. And opportunities are not necessarily lost forever, right? So you have to believe in your own power, believe that your pain had a purpose, that your past had a purpose. Your insistence on defining yourself by your losses and wound stories are not serving you. Your alignment task is to fully accept things as they are. Choose to find a way to put the pieces back together, right? It's putting those pieces back together. Let die what doesn't serve you and focus on what does. Focus on what works. Focus on what is good. There's so much goodness to come from this situation, even if in this moment you feel trapped. The goddess Isis wants only the best for you. As your fierce ally, she will challenge you when you go off track. So pick up the pieces, tell a new story, find home again. You'll be amazed at how beautifully things come together when you reject the trap created by stories you tell yourself. You have the key, use it. You have the magic within you to create new love, new life. I just saw 1313 on my phone timer. That's the number of the goddess, right? Like work with this beautiful goddess Isis, with the goddess of love. Like pray to them, be with them, think of their energy and what they've been able to imbue and in society so far, the history of them, right? Their elephant history that's here for you, and create from there. It doesn't have to be the story that you're telling yourself anymore. You get to have a beautiful love and a beautiful romance into the future with your life, with your partner, with your work, all of it. It's love. Okay, lastly, anything else, what else do you need to release for your inner fire and sun to shine? Let's pull a tarot card for this. Anything else you need to fully shine, let the sun in yourself be radiant and shining. Knight of Wands. So Knight of Wands is like getting on a horse and like going for it, right? So you know what you want. You have this vision for yourself of what you want to create, this new love, and you have to take the action. You have to take the bold steps. You have to be courageous and actually go out and do the romance, do the gesture, like start looking for those new jobs, start putting together those connections. So what you need is to actually get into action, like let those fires stoke you and move you forward. So just get into action. That's all it is. Like let yourself be inspired. Like be inspired and then take inspired action from that place, and you will know exactly what to do. Sending you so much love, Earth signs. Get your extended readings below. If you're one of my clients, you get them this week. Sending you so much love. See you in 2 weeks.